Yeehaw! Howdy there, cowpoke. Let's open some of them there Magic the Gathering booster packs. I'm Sheriff Joe Parlock, also known round here as the Sheriff or the Tabletop Editor. And hello, this is the Cowboy set. This is Magic the Gathering's Cowboy set. I've been really excited for this one. Wild West has been one of the most heavily requested settings for Magic. You know, we've had Gothic Horror with Innistrad, we've had Vikings with Coldheim, we've had Cyberpunk with Kamigawa, Greek mythology with Theros. We've had all sorts of themed stuff, and yet somehow we've never had a true Wild West themed one. And finally, we have Outlaws of Thunder Junction. Wizard sent over some packs, so we're going to open up a play booster and see what this set's all about. I've already played in the pre-release for this, had a hell of a lot of fun with it. There are cards that are based on Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner. The Roadrunner card in that did absolute bank for me. That thing carried so many games. So maybe we'll pull it here. I think it's an uncommon, but it is a fun set with lots of surprising stuff going on in it. So you've got Raven of Fell Omens. Flying, whenever you commit a crime, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. That doesn't mean you can go and, like, commit tax evasion and win magic. Crimes literally just means anything that targets anything your opponent has. It's their permanents, their hand, their spells, their graveyard, anything like that. If it says target opponent or target opponents, it counts as a crime. And so, Raven of Foul Omens, if you've got a big crime-heavy deck with lots of stuff going on in it, you could be draining them for quite a bit. Brittlepack Sentry, Plant Wolf. As long as you control a creature with power 4 or greater, it can attack as though it didn't have Defender. 4 or greater is one of the themes for this set. There's quite a few 4 or greater stuff. Really good for my Goreclaw, not that great in the limited environment for this set. Trick Shot. Trick Shot deals 6 damage to target creature and 2 damage to up to 1 other target creature token. This counts as a crime. So this set is full of things that target opponent stuff, full of ways of committing crimes. 5 mana is quite a lot, but it's 6 damage with 2 more. So it's not terrible. And like I said, it is committing a crime. So you're going to get a lot more value off of this than just what it says on the card. Wanted Griffin. When Wanted Griffin dies, create a 1/1 red mercenary creature token with tap. Target creature you control gets +1/+0 until end of turn, activate only as a sorcery. Mercenaries are another theme in this set. They're part of the group Outlaws, which is Mercenary, Assassin, Rogue, Warlock and Pirate. A bit like Party from Zendikar Rising or Baldur's Gate. So this just gives you a way of making mercenaries to cap out on your Outlaws. Failed Fording. Return target non-land permanent to their hand. If you control a desert, surveil 1. Don't be fooled. Desert is not a thing in this set. There are deserts. There are cards that care about deserts. There's not enough of them for any sort of an archetype. So whenever you see stuff that's like, oh, if you control a desert, it's not. Desert decks aren't a thing. I'd love them if they were. One of the precons is about deserts, and even that kind of dilutes the desert theme with graveyard reanimation stuff. So don't be fooled. Desert's not a thing, but this is a crime. Free Strider Commando. See, this is a Centaur mercenary, so it counts as an outlaw. Enters the battlefield with 2 +1/+1 counters on it if it wasn't cast or with no mana was spent to cast it. And it's got a plot cost. Plot is a reworked version of Foretell from Coldheim. The thing with Foretell was that you exiled it face down, and then on a later turn you could play it for a different cost. Plot, you exile it face up so your opponent knows what's coming, but in exchange you can play the card for free, which on a later turn. So you plot it next turn or whenever you want after that, you can cast it for free. Very powerful, very good for setting up big spellslinger turns. I like it. I really like plot. I hope that's something that we see a lot of, because there's always going to be villains. There's always going to be things plotting. It'd be nice to see that do what Foretell couldn't. Rise of the Varmints. You just can't say varmints with my accent. So you know, varmints. Create X 2/1 green varmint creature tokens, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard, and it's got a plot. I like that varmint is now a creature token type. So that means all your changelings can be varmints as well. Bounding Felidar. Whenever Bounding Felidar attacks while saddled, put a +1/+1 counter on each of the creatures you control. You gain 1 life for each of those creatures, and it's got a saddle too. Saddle, again, this set is full of like reworked mechanics. Saddle is crewing vehicles, but for creatures. So you can tap creatures with power equal or greater than the saddle cost. And when you do, the creature becomes saddled. Unlike crewing a vehicle, because whenever you crew a vehicle, you turn it into an artifact creature. These are already creatures, they can already attack without being saddled. So the only reason you saddle it is for the additional abilities on top of it. It doesn't change, it doesn't transform, it doesn't turn into anything else. You just get extra abilities for saddling stuff. So I think I still prefer. I think crewing a vehicle still feels more impactful than saddling a creature, but you do get to saddle Felidars, which is a lot of fun. Bear! I like bears. Doc Orlock, Grizzled Genius. Legendary creature, Bear Druid. Spells you cast from your graveyard or from exile cost 2 less to cast. Plotting cards from your hand cost 2 less. So this works with a lot of stuff. This works with Flashback, this works with Foretell. You can plot cards for less. Adventures count as being cast from exile. Doc Orlock fits into a lot of, especially in standard at the moment, it fits into a lot of strategies. So, yeah, part of me is surprised that this is just an uncommon. The ability itself isn't that massive, but it does a lot more than what you'd think it does on first read. And also, he's a bear druid, and he has got that sweet, sweet Jesper Icing art, and he's got axolotls, and he's a bear. I love bears. Prairie dog. Squirrel. Controversial. I wouldn't say a prairie dog's a squirrel, but I'm not magic. At the beginning of your end step, if you haven't cast a spell from your hand this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on prairie dog. And then 4 generic, 1 white. Until end of turn, if you put 1 or more 1/1 counters on a creature you control, put that many +1 on it instead. The blue-white archetype in this set is all about not casting spells on your turn. So, you know, you've got stuff like plot, which means you can avoid casting stuff from your hand. And you'd use a lot of instants, you'd use a lot of crimes, which feels odd for blue-white, but it works. To play stuff on your opponent's turns. But, you know, using lots of activated abilities. Anything that isn't casting a spell from your hand, blue-white wants you to do, basically. Ooh. Pitiless Carnage. Sacrifice any number of permanents you control, then draw that many cards, and you can plot it for 1 black. If you're going wide, if you've got a lot of tokens, even if you're playing like a general sacrifice theme package, so if you're using stuff like Mayhem Devils and stuff like that, this is a big one, because that is a hell of a lot of card draw. It's also got that Richard Kane Ferguson art. Really nice to see him doing art for Magic again, because he used to be a really like prolific artist, and then he went away for a bit. And then one of the big selling points of Modern Horizons 3, not Modern Horizons 3, Double Masters 2022. One of the big selling points for Double Masters 2022 was Richard Kane Ferguson art's back, which is splendid, and that is a good card. Endless Detour. So every pack has got a card. This is a bonus sheet. So think Strixhaven's Mystical Archive, Brothers Wars Artifact reprints, the Enchanted Tales from Eldraine. There was another one in there somewhere. The Multiverse Legends from March the Machine. They're not considered standard legal. These aren't part of the standard set. But if you pull them in a draft or in a sealed, you can play in your deck. And of course, you can play them in any format they're already legal in. Endless Detour is currently legal in standard because it was first printed in Streets of New Capenna. But, you know, there's all sorts in this sheet. There's stuff like Mana Drain and Path to Exile and all sorts of big cards in other formats, which is a lot of the fun of bonus sheets. So with Endless Detour, the owner of target spell, non-land permanent, or card in the graveyard puts it on the top or the bottom of their library. So it's a counter spell, it's removal, it's graveyard recursion, sort of, wait a few turns, and it's a crime. Now that's, yeah, the bonus sheet. Every single one of them is a crime, so it's full of stuff that targets your opponent's stuff. It's a bit of a loosey-goosey thing compared to, you know, enchantments or artifacts or instants and sorceries, but I really like the newspapery art style, and there are some good cards in it. So it's a fun bonus sheet, even if it's not going to be an all-time great, I don't think. And our foil is Thunder Lasso. When Thunder Lasso enters the battlefield, attach it to a target creature you control. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. Whenever a equipped creature attacks, tap target creature a defending player controls. So it's a control piece. It lets you commit crimes because you're targeting something, but it's just making things shut down, which is neat. I didn't get much chance to play this at the pre-release because I did blue, red, black. Did pretty well, if I say so myself. And our land is an island. And our art card is for, I believe that is Rakdos Joins Up. Yeah, Rakdos Joins Up by Wiley Beckett. I love Wiley Beckett's art. But Joe, why is Rakdos on Thunder Junction? So the big thing with Thunder Junction in general is it is a setting, it's a world that wasn't inhabited, and then after the March of the Machine, after the big Phyrexian invasion, all the open paths got opened up, all the planes started to become connected, and all the villains of the multiverse started flocking to Thunder Junction. So it's gone from just a big plane of nothing into a lawless plane of nothing, where all the biggest villains in the multiverse, so you got Rakdos, you got Marchesa, Oko is the big one in the story, Abeka from Commander Legends is in it. They all rock up wanting their piece of Thunder Junction. And it is a fantastic set. I really like this set. I do like it when Magic does Americana stuff. So like I loved Streets of New Capenna for its theme. The set itself wasn't great, but I loved the theme of it. And Thunder Junction hits some of those similar Americana-y vibes for me. So I'm a big fan. I've opened an obscene amount of Thunder Junction off camera, and yeah, it is a really good set. So thank you very much for watching. I hope your pulls are as good or better. Let us know what you think of Thunder Junction. Make sure you head to the Gamer, where we're doing all sorts of Outlaws of Thunder Junction stuff. We have an Outlaws of Thunder Junction hub page where you can find all the stuff we've done for this set so far. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.